Cases of dengue and chikungunya have been rising alarmingly in the national capital as well as in other parts of the country. To make matters worse, the first malaria death in 5 years have been reported in Delhi. A 60% increase in dengue cases have been reported in the national capital. According to the latest MCD figures, Delhi has recorded 284 cases of dengue and 137 cases of chikungunya in just 1 week. Country-wise, a staggering 28,000 cases of dengue have been reported, while the number of chikungunya cases has crossed 12,000.
Both of these diseases are spread with the bite of female Aedes aegypti mosquito. A key feature shared by both diseases is that the fever comes on sharply about a week after exposure and lasts about a week before resolving. Dengue fever classically is accompanied by a headache, retroorbital pain, prominent muscle aches, and adenopathy. Similarly, chikungunya features prominent headache and adenopathy, but instead of the myalgia that is so characteristic of dengue, chikungunya entails marked joint pain and arthritis.
Now, the question arises, who should be held accountable for Delhi's failure to tackle the growing dengue and chikungunya crisis? Everyone blames others, the obvious legacy followed from the ages. But more importantly, dengue and chikungunya should be prevented and not merely tackled when the epidemic sets in. The eggs of the Aedes aegypti survived the Delhi cold, the heat, and the dryness for more than a year. When the tight temperature and moisture conditions comes in late summer and during the monsoons, they hatch. The larvae live in fresh water in tanks, ditches, pots, and planters all around us. Soon, the Delhi air will be thick with dengue infected mosquitoes. Dengue cases will be on the rise till October.
It is not as if the problem or the solutions are not known. Communication campaigns about cleanliness, insecticide laced mosquito nets, and repellents, while important, are not enough. No single household will bear the cost of cleaning all containers and treating water tanks and coolers in its vicinity. Communication is often inadequate as a strategy. For example, it is advised that all water tanks be emptied, cleaned, and refilled every week. How many households, given the water situation in Delhi, will be willing to empty out their tanks every week? If your neighbor does not kill the larvae in her tank, you can be infected with dengue. If you live in student hostel, there is little that you can do. In other words, the prevention of dengue is a public good. It has externalities. There are epidemics that ambush us, and there are epidemics that we can foretell. North India is having an epidemic of dengue fever this October 2016, as it does every year. The question is, will we be able to rouse ourselves and have public health interventions ahead of time?